Eagle FC 44, Tyron Spong versus Sergey Karatanov, Friday the 28th in Miami, Florida. I had to start off with that. That's a badass promo. I had to share it with you guys. Yeah, I'm here to break down the whole card for you guys. A lot of really exciting fights. There's really only one fight that I'm not too excited about, but yeah, I'm gonna give you opinion as far as betting is concerned on every single one of these fights. Get you prepared. Lines are available on BetOnline and Bovada.lv. So make sure you sign up uh, to those sportsbook to get in on the action Friday the 28th. Go ahead and share my screen again with you guys. And yeah, that was a sick fucking promo. So I had to share that shit with you guys. But first fight of the night, Sean Bunch versus Firdavs Hasanov. Sean Bunch was originally slated to fight Adi Ali. He had to pull out. I think that was just yesterday. He had to pull out yesterday, and this new fight got announced. I mean, I had to look into it. I mean, I had to do my due diligence, and I'm gonna be honest with you. A good indicator, I think, honestly, is to scope out the initial openers to see what's up. There's a lot of people on openers. If I'm being quite frank with you guys, so I scoped that out, and I'm just like, let's see what everybody's thinking. Let's see what everybody's thinking. Um, and honestly, I don't agree with it. I think Ferdavs Kasanov, he's decent. He's very good technically. He's sharp. He's got speed, but he's taking this fight on short notice. And I don't think the outside point fighting style of him is gonna work versus Sean Bunch. I'm kind of digging the minus 125 on Sean Bunch. I haven't officially played anything. I don't know. I don't even know if this line is up anywhere else besides Bet Online right now. Because, like I said, the fight just got made yesterday. So I might have to do a little bit of waiting for this fight. But Sean Bunch is I don't know. He's not an Olympian wrestler, but he has a wrestling background. He's very good at wrestling, and I think this is a bad loss on his record against Keith Lee, but really one knee in that fight changed the whole story of that fight. I wasn't able to watch this fight. UAE Warriors. I don't even know where this event was on. It's not on Fight TV, and every event on UAE Warriors 23 and above is on Fight Pass, but I could not find this one. But regardless, I did my research on Ferdavs Kasanov, and like I said, I mean he looks decent, but Sean Bunch is going to be leading the dance here. Sean Bunch is going to be commanding the center of the cage, and this guy, like I said, he likes to play a touch and go. Kind of has his back pretty much all the time to the cage, and I just don't think that's going to work. Sean Bunch can wrestle. Sean Bunch is going to press the action. I don't hate Sean Bunch's striking either. Like, it's pretty decent. I'm not hanging my hat on him outstriking Kasanov, but at the end of the day, wouldn't be surprised if he can beat him over the course of 15 minutes in a striking match. But I think he's going to mix in the wrestling. Late notice, like I said, for Kasanov. And historically, if you watch the Rodrigo Praya fight, like his cardio is not good, man. Like Praya, I don't even know. Rodrigo was leading the dance the whole fight. Kasanov looked good in that round one, but as the fight started to extend, it's just like this guy doesn't have the cardio to play the game he likes. Like always retreating, playing the outside game. He doesn't have the cardio to do it, at least against somebody competent. And I don't think he's gonna be able to do it against Sean Bunch. I like Sean Bunch here, and we can get it at minus 125 right now. That's probably something I'm gonna be looking into as more books drop the betting lines for this event. So that's the first fight of the night. Second fight of the night was the one I was talking about. I'm not too interested. I think I don't think Mudayev is that great, if I'm being honest with you. Should he be minus 400 in this spot? Oh no, he's minus 300. I'm sorry. Um, this guy, he's going against a purely submission grappler. This Ayati, I'm not even gonna try to say that last name, but purely a submission grappler. He doesn't really have any striking tools on the feet, so um, I mean, I guess he can look minus 300 for sure if he can stuff the takedowns. But Mudayev is a Russian fighter who has been fighting pretty much his whole entire career on the China regional scene at WLF. So that's and he's losing to some of these Chinese fighters. So that's kind of suspect if you ask me. Um, but I was able to watch the CFFC fight. Not too impressed. I mean, he's decent everywhere, but he's not wow anywhere. If anything, Ayati, he looks a bit bigger than Mudayev. He looks a bit bigger, and like I said, he's one dimensional, but he's big and he looks strong. So I would not be betting minus 300 here. Maybe Ayati can put the pressure on him, clinch up, and maybe I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to expect in this fight. I just know I wouldn't bet minus 300 for Mudayev. So yeah, that was the one fight I was talking about at the beginning where I'm not too interested in. I'm interested to see how it plays out, but from a betting perspective, I don't like this fight at all. Next fight we have at 165 catchweight, Miles Huntsinger versus Demarcus Jackson. Both men have fought at 185 pounds before. I believe Miles Huntsinger was on the last Ultimate Fighter at 185. He was not able to compete on the show because of an injury. So there's that. And I also wasn't able to find LFA 75, his fight against Nate Kersley. But I was able to see the highlights, and there's just not a lot to go off of. He's more of a wrestler, pressured wrestler, submission grappler kind of guy. I don't think his stand up is anything crazy. Like he's undefeated. That's why he was on that Ultimate Fighter season. I believe there was a bunch of undefeated fighters. But anyways, like one fight in 3 years, and he doesn't really have a win over anyone good. Like has he faced any adversity? That's my biggest thing here. And if you look at the betting line, I think people were questioning exactly that. Demarcus Jackson opened at plus 375, which is fucking hilarious. I mean, I would have bet that down as well. That's fucking crazy. All the way up. I mean, honestly, like if you didn't watch any Miles Huntsinger fights, like I didn't, I watched a few highlights and I watched a fight from 7 years ago, but that doesn't mean fucking anything. So if you watch purely Demarcus Jackson fights and that's all you have to go off of, how do you line Miles Huntsinger the favorite? I know Demarcus Jackson isn't great and there's some cardio issues there, but like I said, Huntsinger has never faced any adversity in his entire career inside the cage. Demarcus Jackson has faced a lot of good guys. He's had 2 fights in Bellator. He's had quite a few fights in LFA, and he's faced some really good guys. He trains with a good group of guys over at Hard Knocks 365. And yeah, I honestly think Demarcus Jackson should be the favorite here. He's got a lot of power. He's very, very explosive. The one thing is, like, if I'm wrong about the whole adversity thing, and turns out like it's not a problem for Huntsinger, and he makes it out of that first 5 to 7.5 minutes, um, it could look pretty suspect for Demarcus Jackson down the stretch because he tends to fade in his fights, and I'm not counting on this guy to win me the latter portions of fights. And at plus money, I mean, probably still with that in mind, it's still a good bet, but I don't expect him to look good down the stretch if he gets off on his game pretty good in the first 5 minutes and Huntsinger is still there. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think you have to bet Demarcus Jackson at plus money. Like I said, there's nothing to go off of Huntsinger. There's really not. So how is he the favorite against Demarcus Jackson, who's faced a pretty good group of opponents? So That's my opinion. It's must bet at plus money for Demarcus Jackson. Next fight we have Jorgen De Castro versus Sean Asher. Um, I don't know what to say from this about this fight. Um, Jorgen De Castro was cut from the UFC a couple months ago, I believe. And if you watch this fight, Danielle against Danielle Williams, I was able to watch this fight. It's on UFC Fight Pass. But he was fighting like tooth and nail with a guy who's 8-7-1 at 40 years old. Like Jorgen De Castro is fighting tooth and nail with these kinds of guys. Like, what does that say about Jorgen De Castro? What does that say about Jorgen De Castro? He's losing as a minus 300 favorite against Danho. Like, this guy had one good fight, two good fights against Alton Meeks, who's quite frankly a fucking fraud. Let's be honest. And against an overextending Tafa, who I don't know what the fuck that sequence was, but and then three straight losses and your first fight out of the UFC, you look fucking horrible. No disrespect, but put on that fight and tell me you want to bet Jorgen De Castro at minus 400. You can't sit here, look me in the eye, and tell me that's what you want to do watching his last fight. I would think getting cut from the UFC kind of like flips a switch for you, and he should go out here and knock this guy out in the first round. But like I said, turn that shit on, and you would be so disappointed. And minus 400 is not a good look. Technically speaking, technically speaking, he should blow Sean Asher out of the water. I'm not saying Sean Asher has the skills to beat Jorgen De Castro, but De Castro doesn't have the skills for me to bet minus 400 on him. Sean Asher, 42 years old, coming off of 1 minute loss against Steve Mowry at Bellator 257. I mean, let's go down the list here. He doesn't have a win over against a competent opponent. Like all these guys are fucking scrubs. He's faced some guys, don't get me wrong. Jason Butcher. He's faced Misha Serkinov. He's faced Jordan Johnson. He's faced Steve Mowry. But look, every step up you see, he loses. And in round one, I mean, come on. Like, is he going to pull out the upset? Probably not. But would I bet you're going to cash her at minus 400? No, I would not. If anything, I don't know if totals are going to come out for this event. Probably not. But if anything, I would just go under 1.5 if you want to bet Jorgen De Castro here. Pass on the minus 400. Hopefully they drop over-unders on Friday morning, late Thursday. Just go with the under minus 1.5. Save the embarrassment of playing minus 400 and somehow Asher gets out of the first 3 minutes and you're sweating your fucking Jorgen De Castro ticket. Just play the under 1.5. Don't play Jorgen De Castro at minus 400. Next, did I skip one? Yeah, okay, I did. Loik Radzabov. Oh, damn, I fucked that up bad. Loik against Zach Zane. Loik, we all know Loik. He has fought on the PFL. He was PFL champion, wasn't he? Not this year, last year, or was he runner up? What was it? What was it? No, he was runner up in 2019. Yeah, runner up. That was a fucking fight against Natan Schultz. But anyways, Loik Radzabov versus Zach Zane. Oh, this is actually another one I'm not really too interested in because Zach Zane can't stay on his fucking feet. And he throws dumb shit that gets him taken down. Technically speaking, Zach Zane is not bad at all. He's a good boxer. He's a good kickboxer, but he's not going to stay upright in this fight. And that's all there is to it. So minus 425. Yeah, I agree with it. Um, that's probably why I skipped that fight, right? There ain't much to say about that fucking fight. Anyways, next fight we have. Oh, this is a good one. Dylan Salvador versus Armond. Okay. Ospinov. At 145, Dylan Salvador has a win over Giga Chikadze. That should say enough right there. A win in kickboxing over Giga Chikadze. Um, Go back and watch that fight. To beat Giga in a kickboxing fight, I before I saw the fight, I saw this on his record and was like, wow, holy shit, this guy must be some elite kickboxer to have beaten Giga in a kickboxing fight. But turn on that fight and you'll see what I mean. He's not really some kickboxing sensation. He's a gritty, pressure in your face kickboxer. And you know how we just saw that Calvin Cater fight, Giga broke in that fight. That's kind of what happened in this fight. Down the stretch, Giga was not very effective. After the first 10 minutes, it was 3 rounds, and there was a point taken away from Dylan Salvador. So it was a tie, and they had to go to a fourth round. Basically, Dylan broke Giga in this kickboxing fight. Giga's cardio is pretty sus, and it showed in this fight. So yeah, that's the kind of I watched that fight, and I'm just like, why is this Dylan Salvador guy fighting kickboxing? This is what a fucking this guy should be an MMA. This guy should be an MMA fighter. That's what I took from that fight. Like this guy's pressure forward, gritty, wants to get in your face and just fight. I was pretty impressed with that fight. That was the first one I watched, and I was just like, oh shit, kickboxer. Like he's not gonna have any grappling pedigree, or he's not gonna know what to do grappling. But he's a purple belt on the mat, and his instincts, his hips, his is pretty good. Like takedown offense. I think I've seen him take a few guys down, not very good guys, but I've seen him stuff takedowns. I've seen him work back to his feet. His grappling is pretty fucking solid, and that I mean, especially against his opponent, I don't think we're gonna need to worry about grappling very much. Armand is a kickboxer. He likes to play the outside. Real flashy striker. He's not a volume kind of guy. He's not a pressure fighter. And I watched this guy fight, and that's exactly what he has problems with. Pressure fighters who take the fight to him. And I started off by saying Dylan Salvador is gritty, tough, forward. He knows one direction, that's forward. And Osmanov has the tendency to play along the cage, and I hate that. Um, Dylan Salvador has seen every flashy technique there is in all his kickboxing fights. So I think this is kind of the perfect fight for Dylan Salvador. Armand Osmanov has fought way better competition, don't get me wrong. He's faced way better guys, and I could be wrong here. He might mix in grappling, and if he does, I'm a little scared. I'm a little hesitant, but I don't expect him to. I expect Dylan to push the pace on Armand and break him over time. I think the pressure is going to get to Armand, and the volume is going to be on the side of Salvador. And this is going to look like a dirty, gritty fight. And let's talk about the betting line. Dylan Salvador is plus 135. Armand is minus 165. And like I said, stylistically, I throw out the inexperience for Salvador. Throw it out because I don't think it's going to matter here. The styles make fights. It's all about the matchup, and I really like this matchup for Dylan Salvador. Early action said he shouldn't have been 150. Back up now to plus 135. I like Dylan here. I'm taking Dylan to win. Probably a decision, maybe a late finish. I don't know, one of the two, but I like Dylan here at underdog money. Next fight of the night, we have Raymond. Raymond. We'll go with Raymond versus Anthony and Kawani. Who did Raymond fight? I saw Raymond fight. Was it ONE FC? I didn't break this one down too much, guys. If I'm going to be honest with you, this is one of the ones I didn't really look into because Raymond is minus 500 or something like that. And I wasn't interested in this fight at all. I believe I wanted to bet Raymond in this fight here versus Tyler McGuire on 1, and I believe I saw that live. Was that the event for Demetrius Johnson? Yeah. Okay, so I taped Raymond about what is that? This long ago, and I was interested in betting him versus Tyler McGuire at a favorite price. So, yeah, you should go out here and get the win. There's I don't think there's much to say in this fight. Like I said, Raymond is minus 550 and still getting bet down. So look elsewhere for your look elsewhere with your beer money to throw on an underdog. Next fight of the night, we have John Howard versus Ramazan Kurmagomedov. Kermagomado has fought on the Contender Series. We all know John Howard by now. We all know who John Howard is. Ex UFC, ex PFL. Has he fought in Bellator? I don't think he's fought in Bellator. Ex UFC vet, PFL vet, been around a long time. We all know that doomsday power. Packs a punch, but only has had one knockout in. Oh shit, we got to keep scrolling. He's only had one knockout in 9 years, albeit against fucking Ray Cooper. Like that's fucking insane. But yeah, I think that's his only shot here, guys. He's gonna have to knock out Ramazan because Ramazan on the feet, technically, he's pretty good. He's not a volume fighter. He's not gonna go out here and showcase some elite kickboxing. John Howard's still got the power, like I said. And I kind of think John Howard's gonna be the better striker in this matchup because he's gonna be the one pressing the fight. Ramazan kind of he doesn't lead the dance very much, and I know if I can depend on John Howard to do one thing, that's take the center of the octagon and not back down. So, but that just means Ramazan's gonna duck under those power punches and is gonna look to grapple, and I think he's gonna do it effectively. John Howard's no slouch on his back. I believe he's a black belt in BJJ, and he had some pretty good sweeps in his last fight against Tyler Ray. But I think the top control from Ramazan is different, and he's got submissions of his own. I wouldn't get too anxious with the submissions against John Howard. I mean, how many times has John Howard been submitted? I don't think Magomed carry him out, but that's the best welterweight outside the UFC, so no shame in that. Yeah, hasn't been submitted many times in his illustrious career. One time. So yeah, if I was Ramazan, if I was in his corner, I would say don't get too anxious going for the submission to lose position. Like I don't think this is going to be an exciting win for Ramazan Kurmagomedov. Um, I mean, to get in the UFC, I think he's going to have to pump out some exciting, crazy wins, but I don't think it's going to happen here. I don't think he's going to get to finish John Howard, but I do feel confident in saying Ramazan Kurmagomedov should get this win. I don't see a Hail Mary KO for John Howard happening, so Ramazan is the pick in that fight. Next fight tonight, we have Ray Boar versus Cody Gibson at 135 pounds. Cody Gibson is going to have a big reach, height, and just overall size advantage in this fight. He's pretty solid everywhere the fight goes. And Ray Borg is Ray Borg. We all know Ray Borg, former flyweight. Good wrestler, good striker. But size has been a big thing in a lot of fights recently. Um, and I don't know. I don't think I can bet Ray Borg at a favorite price against a guy who's going to be so much bigger than him. I believe it's 5 inches in height, 5 inches in reach. And it's not like Cody Gibson is some scrub. Again, ex UFC, has fought who's who. And yeah, I think I'm not convinced Cody Gibson's going to get it done, but I would not bet Ray Borg at minus 165. I think if you're going to take a side here, it's got to be Cody Gibson at the underdog price. Here's where it gets good. Rashad Evans versus Gabriel Checko. Rashad Evans, man, hasn't fought in the original Sugar. The original Sugar hasn't fought in MMA in 4 years, guys. Oh man, his last fight was pretty horrible. He never saw it coming. It was pretty sad to watch, but he has 5 losses in a row coming out of retirement. But let me say this: judging by Instagram. He's been on UFC broadcasts. Like you would think someone of his stature retires at 40 years old, is like, and just wants to fucking eat. He's done with his athletic career. I'm gonna get out of shape. No, that's not the case. This man has stayed in shape. This man has lived inside of the gym, and that's one thing I'm not worried about as far as like motivation and doing the right things in this fight. Like I said, Rashad Evans has never left the gym since he retired, so I'm not worried about that. And it's not like he's going against some killer, man. Like Gabriel Checko is a submission grappler, guys. Um, he's a submission grappler, and I know Rashad Evans is pretty chinny at this point, but so is Gabriel Checko. Watch the tape, man, and you'll see it. Like he's 35 years old, chinny just like Rashad. Rashad's gonna have a technical advantage. The speed is still there. The power, is it still there? Maybe in the first 7.5 minutes it's still there, but I don't think he's gonna have to be worrying about. He's not gonna be worried about Gabriel Checko because Gabriel Checko, as far as striking is concerned, is he's okay. Like I mean, but at the same time, I think about it. I'm just like, do you really need any kind of striking to beat Rashad Evans at this point? Maybe you just need to touch the chin and down he goes. But this fight was kind of embarrassing. Simon Mariani. I mean, look, he has one MMA win in 3 years, and all his losses are mainly via finish, and all his wins are via submission. I mean, this one was ground and pound, but I mean, essentially, it was take the guy down and use your jujitsu. But like, is he gonna take Rashad Evans down? No, he's not. Rashad Evans, I believe he's at 73, 75% takedown defense on according to Fight Metric. I mean, Rashad Evans is known for his wrestling. And like I said, he has a technical advantage on the feet. He has a speed advantage on the feet. Checo's just as chinny. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm overthinking this or I think I don't know, but something tells me and something's been telling me ever since this fight was announced. I think it was announced like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, that I'm gonna make money on Rashad Evans at 42 years old at plus 200. I'm going with Rashad Evans. I don't know how this fight's gonna look like in the third round, but I'd expect this to be like a kickboxing match. Checo shoots a few takedowns. Evans defends. I hope Evans doesn't get like leg locked or something in the first round because that's one thing I do worry about. I know Rashad Evans is pretty credentialed as far as jiu-jitsu is concerned, but those leg locks from these submission grapplers, ton of submission grappling experience for Gabriel Checko. Those leg locks are different. Like there's quite a few occasions where I watch a submission grappling event and there's a UFC fighter coming over to grapple these jiu-jitsu experts and like they get a leg lock in under a minute. It's like what the fuck? Anyways, I hope Rashad Evans is ready for that. You got to be ready for that. That's one of the first things I tell him. Hey, look, this guy's a submission grappler. We're gonna need to work on the leg lock positions. But anyways, like I said, I don't know if I'm overthinking this or I'm fucking crazy. You tell me. But Rashad Evans at plus 200 is a move here, in my opinion. And then we get the main event: Tyron Spong versus Sergey Karatanov. I think Sergey Karatanov is pushing 40 as well. Tyron Spong only 2-0 in MMA. Sergey Karatanov 33-9. And you might like if you don't know anything and you look at this on paper, you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Of course I'm betting Sergey Karatanov, especially because he's the underdog. Tyron Spong has been around, guys. Kickboxing at MMA gyms, like, no, experience won't be a factor in this fight at all. But anyways, back to my original point. Yeah, Sergey's pushing 41. Boxing heavy approach for Sergey. He has a lot of good boxing credentials. I can't tell you what they are, but I know his game is boxing centric, and he's a really good boxer. He's got a really nasty jab, one of the better jabs I've seen in MMA. But man, the speed advantage for Tyrone Spong in this fight, I think, is going to be drastic. And like versatility, I think as well. Like Tyrone Spong has some nasty kicks, and boxing heavy approach versus Tyrone Spong is not gonna work. I think he's gonna take Sergey's leg out, and like I said, couple that with the speed advantage he's gonna have. I don't think a 2-0 MMA record, the 3 years off of fighting is going to be a big deal here. I like Tyrone Spong in this matchup. I even like him at that price. Sergey Karatanov was fighting tooth and nail versus Czech Congo not too long ago, guys. So I got Tyrone Spong here. I think Tyrone Spong is going to finish Sergey Karatanov, whether it's via leg kicks or what. I don't know how he's going to do it, but I know he's going to do it. I got Tyrone Spong here in the main event for EFC 44 happening on January 28th. Can we play that promo again? Can we play that promo again? I do not have any official bets as of now. I'm waiting for more lines to drop on different sports books, waiting for the limits to go up. I don't want to crush a line and it's just like when it's only out on one or two sports books. That's not what I do. But for all my official bets, I'm gonna have some official bets on this card. Eagle FC 44 US debut. Go to warriorbetmma.com. I will have my third party tracked history on there, recent stats, stats all time. You get it all, warriorbetmma.com. And if you're a new subscriber, email me, hit the contact us, or DM me on Twitter at warriorbetmma. Tell me you're a new subscriber. I will double the length of your subscription. 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, 12 month. Anyone you purchase, I will double the length if you purchase today and you are a new subscriber and you DM me your email that you used to sign up with. That's simple. Ego FC, January 28th. I'm fucking excited. This is a pretty damn good card for the US debut of Ego FC. Let's play that promo one more time. Let's play that promo one time. That's some GTA. That's some GTA San Andreas shit right there. Grand Theft Auto and this whole. Oh, I'm sorry, Vice City. Did I say San Andreas? Vice City. Oh, right there. Pause it right there. Oh, that's sick. That is sick. Great promo from Khabib, the GOAT. Yeah, like I said, see you guys on Friday. Please like, subscribe. Need to get those subscribers up. Hopefully, if you guys subscribe, that'll motivate me, help push me forward, make more free content for you guys. Eagle FC 44. Let's go. Let me know what you're betting.